Hi Bolirex again, you're welcome to my channel. If you want to see how I change the background of this image from this to this, kindly refer to my previous video. So I'm just going to pick up from where I stopped from there. If you are coming along with me, let's dig in. Then the next thing to do now is I am going to work on the eye. I'm going to work on the eye and the teeth of the model. Having to work on the eye and the teeth of the model, when I am done with this, I press V on my keyboard to take me back to my move tool. Then if I want to work on the move tool, I come to my Beautify. If you don't have Beautify, you can download this online. You can download this tool online. You can go to Get Into PC and download this, then install it. Is a plugin in Photoshop. So I click it now, I bring it up. So I'm going to use my whiten eye. The two things I'm going to be using here now is the whiten eye and the teeth whitening. So I click on my whitening eye, then I go around the white area of the eye. I'll be sure not to select the blue area of the model, of the eye of the model. Then I use that same tool on the teeth as well. I use the same tool on the teeth as well, just like so. Then I go to the whitening teeth or teeth whitening. I go to the same area like so. I do the same thing like so. Then I go to the teeth also. I do the same thing. Brightens it, right? You can see this. Then you take this away. I'm going to group these two together so we can see the before and the after. So you can see the before and the after. Before, after, before, after. I don't know if we see that very well, so I'm going to zoom out after that so I can actually group the whole of this together. So I have that group together. Then after that, I also go to my Beauty Retouch panel. Under my Beauty Retouch panel, I'm going to be using two areas of that Beauty Retouch panel. I'm going to be using this Fine and Finish. First, I'm coming to Fine. So you click on Fine, you come to Skin Softening. Then it's going to load up another layer for you. Then it automatically selects your brush. In case it does not select your brush, you can click on the B on your keyboard to select your brush, or you come to this area and look for your brush icon, then you click on the brush. Now you're going to brush the skin of the model. You're going to brush the skin of the model, but one thing you should take note of is that you brush according to the face, the area and the shape of the face. You don't brush your highlights into the dark area. You brush your highlights separately. You brush the shadow area separately, just like so. You can see this. If you brush it across each other, it will flatten the image. To flatten the image, you take your time. Make sure you brush it very well, like so. Just like so. And by the way, if you find this video helpful, please click on the subscription button, like and share. Take your time to do the brushing. So when we are done now, if you feel this is okay for you, you can leave it, but for me, I'm going to reduce the opacity. You can reduce the opacity if you feel the image is now too soft for your liking. You can just reduce the opacity. Some people, for me, this picture is okay, but for the purpose of the tutorial, the image I show us, the before and the after, I am going to have to reduce the opacity. Basically, I reduce the opacity to 70. I reduce the opacity to 70. 70 is fine for me. You can still take it lower and you can take it higher, but 70 is just fine for me. After that, you hit on your finish, you click on the finish, then you come to your sharpen. So you come to your sharpen, you let it load up. Then you go around it. You can increase your brush size, you brush around. The link for the Get Into PC where you can download the plugins will be dropped below. Do well to check. I will drop the link for the Imagenomic and also the Beauty Retouch. All right, I am done brushing around it. So this is the after and this is the before. I'm going to zoom it where so we can see the details. So this is the before and this is the after. Then I am going to come here. This is what the image looks like before we use our beauty retouch on it. So this is the before and this is the after we smoothen the face, and this is the after we bring texture back into the skin. I don't know if we are getting this at this junction. I'll remind us, please hit on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell, so when I drop another video you would know, you will get the notification. So at this junction I'm going to group this together by clicking the Ctrl plus Shift plus E on my keyboard. I group this together. After that I'm going to check for I'm going to denoise the picture in case there is noise in it. What do? I duplicate. Either I click on Ctrl J on my keyboard, or I use this, I bring this down to this plus button here. I'm going to have to off that. It's either you duplicate using that method, or you come back and say Ctrl J. Basically I'm used to using Ctrl J. It seems to be faster for me. I just hit on the Ctrl J on my keyboard. I come to my filter, then I click on Imagenomic. In case you don't have that, you can go to Get Into PC online to download the Imagenomic where you get your noise and portraiture. I'm going to be using the noise where here. You click on the noise where, then you hit on your enter. You can do your settings. You set it to what you want. Now you check it. Do you like the amount of noise that has been removed from it? If you want to check, you can say before. This is the before and this is the after. Basically nothing much is done to it, so I am okay, I'm fine. I hit on my Ctrl plus Shift plus E, I group it together, then I zoom out again. After that I duplicate the image again. I click on Ctrl J on my keyboard, then I click on Ctrl Shift A. I take it to camera raw. I'm going to take this back to camera raw. So now that I'm in camera raw, what do? I click on the auto to see what is going to give me. If I'm not cool with the result I have when I click on the auto, I can as well still come here. I touch on my basic, then I do my basic adjustments. So for my basic adjustments, I look if the exposure is okay for me. I just take it down a little bit. I push my contrast up just to give it a little punch. I touch my contrast. Then if I feel the shadow area is too bright, I can take the slider down. So I take the shadow slider down a little bit so I can have some richness in the picture. After that I go to my curve. I go to my curve. This is my curve. Then I touch a little bit on the highlight. I touch a little bit on the light. Then I go to my shadow. I take my shadow down because I need some depth in the picture. Don't forget, shadow will give you some depth in your picture. Then also, if you touch on your contrast, it will also give you some depth. So it depends on what you want. If you want to have a depth in your picture, or you don't need the depth. If you don't need that depth area, then you can leave your shadow, work on it. Just do whatever works for you. But for the purpose of this image, I am going to have to take down the shadow a little bit. I take down the dark a little bit so it can give me some depth. Then you can turn on your before and after and check. This is what we have when we finish the other time. Then when we bring it down to camera raw, this is what we have now. This is the before and this is the after. This is the before and this is the after. Now what do I do again? I go again to my color mixer, but apparently there's not much color here, but still, of course, because I have to just do a little bit of coloring to it, I come to my luminance. Luminance is how bright or dark you want your color to be, while saturation is how intense you want the color to be. Then hue is just the color itself. So I'm going to touch on my saturation. I take the orange because our skin tone is orange. I'm going to touch the orange. I push the slider up a little bit. Then just 3 is okay for me. Then I go to the luminance, still on the orange. Then I take it to -4. So I want the orange to be dark. I don't want it to be light because I want it to be dark. So you touch on the orange slider a little bit. I think -9 is okay for me. So you can toggle your before and after and say you have your before and after, before and after. So you can say that we have the picture rich, and I mean very, very rich for me. So you hit on your OK. So when you hit on your OK, this is what you have. This is what you have. Then what do you do from here? You can group it, but before I group it, I'm going to come to my image. Then under my image, I come to my adjustments. Under adjustments, you come to selective color. Under selective color, you touch on the black, work on the black area, and increase the black a little bit because I just still feel I need a little bit of depth in the picture. You touch on the black, you touch the neutral just a little bit. Then if there's any other color you want to touch, you do your touching from there. But for the purpose of this picture, I'm just going to touch the black and the neutral area. Then I hit on my OK. Then I hit on my OK. So basically, this is what I do to transform this image from here to transform the image, okay, from where we are coming from to what we have right here now. From where we are coming from to, okay, let's say from here to here, from here to here. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, please hit on the subscription button, press on the like button, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so you get notification when next I post the next video. Thank you. This is still Bolurex.